Hi, welcome back to ETV Power Women. We're here with Yasmin Carter, and we've actually been having a very interesting talk about the Lanka Alzheimer's Foundation, something that Yasmin is very passionate about. Yasmin, from speaking about your mother, I'd like to actually ask you about your daughter. I understand she lives in the States.
Yes, she does.
And has she lived there for a while?
10 years now.
Okay, wow. And she's your only child?
Only child.
So was it quite hard when she sort of left to go and live there?
True, true.
Yeah. So she works out there, does she?
She does. Actually, we both got our green card.
Okay.
And I had to let her go first and see how she could settle down, because my siblings are there.
Oh, okay. So
but since I had to look after my mom, I had a choice to make, and I opted to choose mom because mom wanted to live with me.
Yeah.
And you know, I just couldn't leave mom. So I finally had to give up my green card also, because there was no way I could run.
Just kind of
it got too costly, and you know, I could only go for like 9 days, 10 days. So it really wasn't worth it.
Yeah,
couldn't
and
afford
to fly
keep
all that
doing
way.
it, and they were getting strict also, which is understandable also. So
do you think there's, in your future, there's a possibility that you might ever move to the States?
I doubt it, because I'm pretty much a die-hard Sri Lankan.
Well, that's good to hear.
I love my country. Yeah, it's too much. I love it. I mean, I sell it all the time. People say, can you stop talking either about, you know, whichever place you're working at, or I could be sitting in a funeral and I'll be selling something, you know. So it's terrible. And suddenly I realize it, because my colleagues would come back, you know, to my workplace and then replay this whole scenario of Yasmin at the funeral, you know, selling the gym or selling something.
Oh, that's good though.
That's how passionate I am
about your
job.
job.
Without realizing it. That's the difference.
It just comes naturally. It just,
it's crazy. I find somebody I know and I'll be talking, and then here I am selling, you know. I mean, throughout your career there must have been a lot of sort of funny incidents that have happened at various hotels. Any that you can sort of share with us? Well, I think they're too numerous to mention, but one in particular was during the late Mr. Gamini Fernando, who was the general manager of the Hilton Colombo. We were expecting the Chinese Prime Minister.
Right, okay.
And we were doing the rehearsal, you know, with the dancers and everybody, and we had just done the thing, and we were in the rehearsal stage because there was so much security, and they wanted everything from the High Commission also to see that the whole welcome was fine, and suddenly the Prime Minister was right there without any warning.
Oh my gosh.
And GM didn't even have his jacket on. I mean, we did the Candian dance, literally. We had to, like, you know, scale the steps and run down and come, and like with the drummers we were also running, and then GM literally, you know, collapsed at the door when he had to open the door and welcome the Prime Minister, puffing and panting. We thought he'd get his first coronary then and there. So that was one crazy moment. And here we were rehearsing, because he was supposed to be quite a few minutes away. And the next thing we heard, the sirens blaring, and he was right there.
Oh, well, at least you managed to greet him. It would have been worse if you just sort of sauntered in.
And then we just whisked him up. I mean, we were there, we were entangled with the dancers. I mean, quite hilarious it was.
Oh, that's very
hopefully they didn't realize the chaos in that little choreography.
I mean, what would you say to, say for example, you were talking to a 20-something girl who wanted to get into this field of PR. I mean, what advice would you give them? What would you recommend? Where would they start?
Right. First, you have to quietly, while talking to her, check her people skills. You know, and that interpersonal relation, because like I said, you work with everybody. So sometimes we have to come down to different levels. You know, like intellect levels as well, because you have to understand that person to be able to, you know, communicate with that person. So things like that, and so you have to kind of mentor the person and feel the pulse, you know, while you talk. That's why I think I always think of my interviews, you know, going back
what it was
so many
like
years.
To kind of
and that sometimes, like talking to you, you make me feel at ease, you know. So you have to put that person
Yeah.
at ease and try to see what they expect of the job as well.
Yeah.
And then I always show not so much as the downside, but the tough side.
Yeah, so that they're prepared.
While we have fun, there's a lot of hard
Yeah.
work as well that,
Goes into
that
it.
sort of thing. But like today, somehow everybody's stressed and there's so much of home front and, like the women have a bigger role to play,
Yeah.
because if they're married, then that's even more complicated because they have to cope, they have to manage their homes,
Yeah.
husbands, children,
A lot of
children falling sick all the time. So it's a tough call on a woman really, in these kind of roles.
because women are expected to be so many things to so many people.
Exactly, and like
It's,
I'm sure the guys can go home after a hard day, put their feet up and get their
then-
coffee brought to them. But the poor girl
Has to go home and make the coffee.
make the coffee,
Which
check
is-
the washing, clothes.
Which is, it's really unfair.
so
and I
they're
think
always, it's like a trend,
Yeah,
you just don't stop. Yeah.
we've got actually something, a little surprise for you, which we're going to bring up after the break.
dear.
We've spoken to some of your
dear.
colleagues and friends, and they've told us a little bit, what they think of you and what type of person they think you are, just to give people at home a little bit more insight into who you are.
Okay.
So we've got that coming up. It's, I think you'll be really touched.
I hope
actually.
they're being kind.
They have, and I think you'll be very touched by what they've had to say. So don't go anywhere. We are going to be right back after this little break with more from Yasmin Carter on ETV Power Women. See you soon. Hi, you're watching ETV Power Women. We're here with the lovely and charming Yasmin Carter, and we've got a little surprise for her. Yasmin, we spoke to some of your friends and colleagues, and they had nothing but the nicest things to say about you, which we're just going to show that to you now.
My
I
goodness.
think, I think you'll be quite touched by what they had to say.
Okay.
So we'll just take a look at it now.
Yasmin basically with the hotel industry, I'm talking about the hospitality industry for long years. She is known as a PR queen. So I mean, most of our customers, basically, a lot of customers in Colombo she knows, and as well as she knows by the name of all the customers. And she is a very lovely person and has very good quality of PR with all the people, and she knows the customers by name and their requirement and who are they. So basically she's a very good, I must say, very good asset to the hotel industry. Professionally, she is a very taskmaster and very good leader to build up the team, and she is a very good detail planner, and to work with her very easy because all the work she has done beautifully, planned, organized, a very methodical person. So that is in the professional life, and she knows her subject and she knows what she is doing and what she wants. Finally she knows, so it's easy to work with her, easy to follow up with her, and she never forget anything that what she has to follow up, and always basically I want to say she's on the job, on the ball in professional life. She's basically a very good understanding person, and she is very sincere person, and she has a very good faith and love and kindness to all the people she's associate with, and very helpful person, and very enjoyable and very enthusiastic person in the industry. She is very humorous person, and she is enjoying the outside as well as in her profession also. She has a very good pride and enthusiastic, and she is enjoying and has a self-respect always what she is doing and what she has achieved basically. She is a very good friend, as well as she is very good sister to everybody, and she's a fun-loving, caring, loving, kindness type of person. I must say she's a very good sister to all of us.
She was very much loved by her parents and petted, being the youngest. She went to school at St. Bridget's, and had a distinguished career there. After which she got on to the hotel trade, but she persevered in that and reached the top to be very successful in that trade. Sheer grit and perseverance, and it showed that even in her young days, when she was a young girl, she had a purpose, a sense of purpose, and she achieved whatever she wanted to do very well. Even if it was to bake a cake, she was a perfectionist, in other words, you know. And that has, I think, filtered through out her life. Whatever she does, even a cup of tea, she sees that it's very well done. She went on to make her career the most important thing in her life, besides her daughter. She has a daughter, and whom she devotes her affection on the daughter, and I think that's the main purpose of her life, really. She's a very loving and caring person, which is a rather rare thing these days, you know. And she showed that when she had to look after her mum, who was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. She nursed her, she did her job, almost, you know, the whole day was taken in doing the job, and then she used to come back and nurse her mum, whom she did single-handedly. She looked after her mother, which shows, you know, that she is a kind and loving person. She always has been like that, and she's been very helpful to anybody who wants some sort of assistance from her or help, like I did. For instance, in the last exhibition I had, she's the one who really handled it and got me the newspaper write-ups and things like that. She handled that part of it, and extremely well.
That's my mom's youngest brother.
So yeah,
Sweet.
yeah, very nice things they had to say. It must be quite nice to sort of, you know, what your peers and your family think of you. It's quite
true. It's just
quite
that
lovely.
because I'm the youngest of 5,
Yeah,
and I chose to stay here.
Yeah.
And I could have, you know, easily have been with them. But I'm really grateful that my siblings are there for my daughter,
yeah.
who I really miss
I can
not
imagine,
being
yeah.
able to be there at her times when she needed me.
Yeah,
But I was really torn, you know, so like I said, it was hard for me to go there, and the US is not nearby. You need a whole day to get there, and then I just go straight into whatever that has to be done there, and then before you know, you're back here, and while I'm there, every day I call home.
yeah.
Because, you know, having done so much, that I knew that day would come, but I really wanted to be there, you know.
Yeah,
But that's what I feel, really. I feel the guilt part that I haven't done enough for my daughter, you know, by not being there for her.
but I'm sure she understands, and
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
tough. You
it's
know,
tough.
It hasn't been easy
I can imagine.
because her heart is with her,
Yeah,
but for various reasons, and I've had to fend for
Yeah.
myself and work, you know, to keep my fires burning.
yeah,
So it has been easy, but I enjoy what I do, and
Yeah.
it has, you know, I think.
and you do it
yeah,
so
sort of,
wonderfully.
You know, I
Yasmin.
mean, you know, that's why people don't realize what's going inside because
Yeah.
they see this happy, smiling person all the time, you know. But I guess that's helped too, because I'm a very positive person. I don't
Yeah.
give in.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had obstacles. Gosh, this year has been a really
Tough
tough
year.
one. But I mean, if you wallow in your sorrow, you're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
And therefore, I
It's
think,
just
yeah,
it's a wonderful positive attitude that you
attitude.
have.
Yeah, you have to. That's why I tell everybody, you know, even
Yeah.
anybody, I'm always there counseling. Sometimes I feel I'm good for others, but really not good for myself because I'm unable to help myself, really.
To do that.
But I like to get there, you know, but I'm very good for others, actually.
Right, well, don't go anywhere because we're going to be back with the dreaded 10, which is a short question and answer session. I'm just going to ask you some easy-ish questions, and you've got to answer them. So don't go anywhere. We've got more right after the break with the lovely Yasmin Carter. See you soon. Welcome back to ETV Power Women. We're here with the lovely and charming Yasmin Carter, who I'm now going to subject to the dreaded 10. So, Yasmin, I'm just going to ask you these questions. The first thing that pops into your head, just
Okay.
out with it. Yeah? Okay. You ready?
Okay.
What's your idea of perfect happiness?
Being happy with yourself. Happy with the environment you're in as well, and being spiritually contented, and being content, basically.
Basically, superb. What do you despise most in people?
Dishonest.
Dishonesty. Okay. Yeah. Good one. What's your greatest regret?
Regret. Not being able to hold my family together.
What's your greatest extravagance?
Shopping. Shoes, handbags. Unfortunately, I'm ridden with a little bit of arthritis, so I can't wear my lovely heels, and I look and envying you in your lovely 5-inch or 4-inch heels.
I know. Hey, I only wear them to sit down. I can't stand up in them.
I'm in flats all the time now, which is sad for me.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I have a shoe and handbag thing
I
myself. What do you most value in your friends?
Being able to be with them or be accessible to them at any time, or I am comfortable that I can call them up at midnight even and say, hi, whatever. And I think my real happiness is that they all accept me for who I am, because I've been single all along with them, and so it's nice to be able to be part of their gang, and in whichever way.
Wonderful. Whom do you most admire?
Gosh, my mom, she played a huge role in our lives. We didn't have like a rosy growing up time. And I really watched her do it with so much, in silence. She did so much for us, and regardless, she kept the home fires and, the home environment as, the best that she could.
Which talent would you most like to have?
Actually, I missed out also in learning to play an instrument.
Okay.
So I would love to have learned to play the piano, for instance. Because I love music, any form of music, and not having learned even one chord. Maybe those are little things that I would love to, and also learn a language, another language, like French or even Arabic, actually.
Yeah. What makes you lose track of time?
Getting sort of totally engrossed in what I'm doing, I can really lose track of time. Yes. Before you know, it's like a day gone, or and think, gosh,
what happened?
What happened?
So what's your current state of mind?
Actually, my current state of mind is wondering what I'm going to do after I finish my contract at the foundation. And from then on, I need to focus on my future. And hopefully, God will give me good health, physically, mentally, to be able to do something that will keep me going.
And the last question, if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
Good Lord. Well, I wish I had the opportunity of spending more time with my family, with my daughter, That I really, that's a huge, I'm on a huge guilt trip on that. Even though technology has made it easier for us to be in touch. I really feel I missed out on being there and, more, spent far more time with her than I did.
Well, you've got lots of time to catch up with her now once.
Inshallah.
Well, that was the dreaded 10, Yasmin. Thank you very much for being so honest
Welcome.
and, so forthcoming with your answers. Really appreciate it. And thanks, because I mean, I know how busy you are. I know how hard it is to even take 20 minutes out of your day. So really appreciate you agreeing to come and sort of spend some time with us
Thank you.
today.
It's been a privilege, really. I was dreading it, but...
Yeah, no, I know. When you came in, you were like, oh dear, what are you going to do to me? I hope it hasn't been too painful.
Not too bad, not too bad.
Absolutely, it's been great. And our wonderful sponsors, Ponds, who are the sponsors. Ponds Age Miracle actually sponsor the dreaded 10. So
Oh, really? They did?
Yeah,
Okay.
so they've come up with these great questions. Thanks again, Yasmin.
Thank
Sadly,
you.
we've got to say goodbye, unfortunately, but we have to do this again. It was a lot of fun.
Oh my God. I think once is enough.
No, we'll drag you back again at some point.
Thank you.
We're going to be back again next week, so don't forget to tune in. We've got another lovely power woman who'll be joining us. But if you want to log on to our website, find out what else we've been doing with the show, download fantastic things off it, the web address is www.etvpowerwomen.blogspot.com. Don't forget that address. And until then, we will see you next week with a new guest. Good night.